Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at our rights here within the United States. It has become so corrupt that Americans are starting to fight back. You're going to want to put your seatbelt on because this is going to be a wild ride. Let's not waste any time. Let's go ahead and get to the video.
How would you like to someone spit in your mouth?
You are.
Right now.
You spit in my face.
Was it you? Was it you? Who were the calls from high up? Was it the police chief who worked for the Connecticut State Police for 22 years? So you guys have no authority over former Sergeant Brian Fahey, but your police department has plenty of authority to level baseless, felonious charges against myself and my cameraman. It's good to know. Something happened here that should alarm every single person who believes in justice.
Don't blame this man. He's a journalist. He's been doing what journalists have done for generations. Try to get the truth. And you can't handle the truth.
Up next.
That was a good movie.
You don't want to hear us. That's why you limited the time. Disgusting.
Half the country will know your names, and none of them will spell hero.
And you're saying you're not protecting him, but your PD did protect him. Deflect the blame on other people. You have jurisdiction over the people who made the false arrest, and your constituents are going to have to pay for it. You don't just get to say, oh, it's not me. Oh, it's not me. It is you. What's wrong with you? How would you like to someone spit in your mouth?
Americans are fed up with all of the BS, man. They're not going to be putting up with this much longer.
Spit on, cursed at by that nasty, wretched, vile animal.
Prior to the meeting starting, Councilor Rusk did have spit on her seat. It's very inappropriate.
Our police department has and will always have my support, and I respect them greatly.
Here we go.
Receipt of citizens' petitions is the portion of the council meeting where the council welcomes comments from the citizens to address the council. Each presentation should
Wait,
be
what?
limited.
So Mayor Franco is besties with Fahey's wife. Oh, man.
Receipt of citizens' petitions is the portion of the council meeting where the council welcomes comments from the citizens to address the council. Each presentation should be limited to 2 minutes or less. The total time allotted for this portion of the meeting is 30 minutes.
Point of information.
Your question.
So for me, I have a question. I was not aware that we were changing the speaking time and putting a restraint to the amount of time, which we've never done in the past, saying like we...
What is going on? So they shortened their time? It's disgusting.
You didn't say there was a limit to 30 minutes total. So I'm just curious where all this come from.
It's in Rule 5H of our
It's not
rules.
something we've ever used at any other public comment.
It is in Rule 5H.
So
Thank you.
They're corrupt.
So I have a comment I would like to make before we begin citizens' comments. I'd like to clarify certain facts to facilitate the timely consideration and order of this meeting and the town council's agenda items of tonight's scheduled town business. First, Sergeant Brian Fahey is not and never has been employed by the town of Groton. He is a sergeant with the Connecticut State Police. Similarly, any officers or attorneys assigned to the New London Superior Court are state of Connecticut employees who work with the Connecticut Judicial Branch and not for the town of Groton or its police department. The town of Groton, including the town council, town manager, police chief, or any other town employee, does not have jurisdiction or authority to make decisions regarding additional criminal charges related to the events of July 11th. At this time, this remains an active investigation, and any decisions on criminal charges as a result of that incident rest solely with the state prosecutor's office.
Of course, they always find themselves innocent.
We will now take citizens' comments. First up is Sean Paul Reyes.
The legend.
It is
himself.
now 6:35. We are beginning public comment.
So you guys have no authority over Sergeant Brian Fahey, former Sergeant Brian Fahey, but you have plenty of authority. Your police department has plenty of authority to level baseless, felonious charges against myself and my cameraman. That's good to it's good to know. My name is Sean Paul Reyes. I'm an independent journalist and the founder of Long Island Audit. I am most importantly a citizen who cares deeply about accountability and public trust in law enforcement. On July 11th, 2025, something happened here that should alarm every single person who believes in justice. A Connecticut State Police Sergeant, Brian Fahey, brandished a firearm, physically assaulted me, and even spat in my face while I was engaged in a constitutionally protected activity. Asking questions about suspected overtime fraud, a matter of clear public concern. Let me be very clear. I was 150 feet away from his door on my way out when this armed lunatic stormed out of his house with a gun in one hand, a phone in the other, and rage in his voice. He got in my face, bumped into me, threatened me, pointed his weapon near me, and then spit directly in my face and mouth, all while falsely claiming to 911 that I threatened to kill him, which is a crime for anybody else. This wasn't law enforcement. This was lawless under the color of authority. What happened next? The Groton Police Department. I like how, Mayor, you like to try and single yourself out. You know, we're not in charge of the Connecticut State Police or New London Judicial District. But what happened next? Your police department arrived, and instead of arresting the aggressor, the person who committed felonies, they arrested me and my cameraman on baseless charges of felony voyeurism, criminal trespass, and breach of the peace. My bond, which was set by your police department, was originally set at $10,000. But on body camera, they told me they're receiving calls from high up. Was it you? Was it you? Who were the calls from high up? Was it the police chief who worked for the Connecticut State Police for 22 years? They received calls from high up, and they said, well, now your bond is $75,000. $75,000.
Thank you. Time has expired. Mr. Reyes, you did not announce your address.
Transparency isn't optional.
Thank
and
you.
It is your public duty.
Your time you're out of order.
To do the right thing.
You're out of order.
The people of Connecticut and the people of this country
your time
deserve
has expired.
better. And you're cowards for.
You didn't list your address, Mr. Reyes. You did not list your address. You did not list your address.
There's something fishy going on here.
Mr. Burt, is an address required to be able to speak? Thank you. Up next is Leroy Truth. If we do not have order within the chamber, I do have the authority to clear the chamber. Thank you. Leroy Truth.
She's lost all credibility, man.
I'm disgusted by you, man.
How is anybody going to listen to her?
Your name?
I am Leroy Truth of Leroy Truth Investigations on YouTube. Please subscribe to me now. Good evening, everyone.
I'm already subscribed.
Let me just say, I get it. I totally understand why Connecticut State Trooper Sergeant Brian Fahey would spit directly into the mouth of peaceful journalist Sean of Long Island Audit. I mean, Sean had the unmitigated gall, the unspeakable audacity to walk, not run. You can look up Mayor Franco, give a little respect here. Sean had the audacity to walk, not run, not teleport, not evaporate at 186,000 miles per second off Fahey's property after being told to leave. I mean, come on, Sean. What were you thinking? Everyone knows when a Connecticut State Trooper with an ego the size of his government pension says, get off my lawn, you're supposed to dematerialize like you're in a Marvel movie. And the way Sean dared to stand there with a camera, not a gun, not a grenade, but a Canon or a Sony or an iPhone or whatever those damn peaceful auditors use these days, he might as well have launched a nuke, right? The horror, the tragedy, the nerve. But seriously, let's flip the script, because that's what this moment demands. Sergeant Brian Fahey is not a hero. He is not a protector. He is a government-issued goon with a badge and a bubbling psychological breakdown. He didn't have to come out of his house. He wasn't under threat. He wasn't provoked. He chose to close the distance. And you try to get away from responsibility. The reason that this shite show happened, number one, Brian Fahey spitting into the mouth of the Sean Long Island Audit. Number two, your police, the Groton Police, arresting, mind-blowingly arresting an innocent journalist and an innocent cameraman.
Absolutely disgusting.
Who gave that order, Mayor Franco? Who gave that order? That's why we're here. Don't blame this man. He's a journalist. He's been doing what journalists have done for generations. Try to get the truth, and you can't handle the truth. What do you have to say? You disgust me.
Up next.
We the people.
Amazing speech. I think a lot of people have forgotten that as news reporters or as journalists, you can go up to people's house and knock on their door and ask them questions, as we can see here that Fox News is doing.
Who's up next?
John Felix.
Hi, John Felix, Transparency and Accountability Coalition. You can try to say you don't have jurisdiction. You do have jurisdiction over the Groton PD. They did make a false arrest against Sean Paul. He's not the criminal. He's the victim of a Connecticut state trooper. And you're saying you're not protecting him, but your PD did protect him. And you're trying to deflect the blame on other people. You have jurisdiction over the people who made the false arrest, and your constituents are going to have to pay for it. You understand that, right? You don't just get to say, oh, it's not me. Oh, it's not me. It is you. You are in charge of them. I flew all the way up from Florida to come here to talk directly to you. What's wrong with you? And now you're taking 3 minutes away from me? You don't think that's just going to enrage us more? How would you like it if someone spit in your mouth? Would you like that? What if they did it to your child? What would you do then? Would you have your husband beat somebody else? Is that how you operate? The fuck is wrong with you? You have jurisdiction over the Groton PD. The Groton PD fucking did this. And now they're maliciously prosecuting him, and your fucking constituents are going to have to fucking pay for it. You feel good about yourself? You're going to take some responsibility or not? If you fucking vote for this dumbass lady ever again, you get what you fucking deserve. Stupid ass.
Facts.
Up next, We the People News.
This is outstanding only because these are all independent citizen journalists. Doesn't get any better than that.
Is this Groton, Connecticut, or is this Rotten, Connecticut? Because right now what I'm seeing is a whole bunch of rottenness. Good evening, council members, mayor, and fellow Americans. I'm not here tonight to cause a scene. I'm here because a line has been crossed, and that line was spit on, stomped on, and violated by a disgraced and now retired Connecticut State Trooper, Sergeant Fahey. Last month, Sean Paul Reyes of Long Island Audit, a journalist, a First Amendment auditor, a man holding a camera, was assaulted, spit on, cursed at by that nasty, wretched, vile animal. Not in a back alley, not during a riot, but in broad daylight as he was engaged in his duties as a journalist and exercising the rights guaranteed under the Constitution. Amen. And what happened next? Nothing. No arrest, no suspension, no accountability. Except for this man. He was arrested. His cameraman was arrested. Connecticut sent a clear message. The same message we've seen with Mississippi, with me. The same message out of New Jersey with Leroy Truth. That journalism is a threat. That transparency must be punished. That cops can commit crimes on camera and walk away clean. But this is not how it's supposed to be. We have three branches of government for a reason. When the courts won't act, when the legislature stays silent, the executive branch, this town, this city council, this mayor, you have the power to say enough is enough. You don't work for the state police. You don't answer to bad cops. You answer to the people. And the people are watching. The nation is watching. And the world is watching to see if Groton has a spine.
Your time has expired. Up next is the Long Island Audit.
This act of violence. Defend the First Amendment.
Thank you.
Don't stand up for our rights.
You're out of order.
And once they're gone,
we're going to take a recess now. Can we stop?
Without a fight.
We're going to take a recess. If this continues, if people continue to go over their time, which is fair to all who would like to speak.
She needs to be booted, man.
We will recess the meeting until, and then come back. Up next, it says the Long Island Audit. No, you can only speak once. Up next is James D.
They're making up their own rules, man. This mayor is making up her own rules.
James D.
I had no intention to come up here and speak, but I wanted to show support for Sean. What I saw was despicable. I'm going to look at the police officer in here because that's what I care about. Your department arrested this man? You should be ashamed of yourself. Your whole department should be ashamed of yourself. Okay, you guys are doing the wrong thing to the wrong people. Crime was committed, and you covered it up because the guy's a state trooper. What would your mom think? What would your parents think? Your kids? Do they know what happened? Did you go home and say, hey, our department arrested this man?
I'm gonna make sure
Think
everybody
about
knows.
the future, the children, everyone. This is the example you and your department are setting. And Mayor, you're in this as well. This is your department. You oversee them. Get them in fucking order.
I think
mean,
she's
really,
the one who
enough's
told
enough.
them to arrest
Long Island
Long Island Audit. I bet.
Up next is James
Allegedly.
D.
Since she's friends with his wife.
Hello. In a society, justice must stand as an impartial pillar that upholds fairness, equity, and the rule of law. When justice is divided into tiers, where some individuals receive preferential treatment based on wealth, status, or power, it undermines the very essence of what it means to be a free society. A tiered justice system not only breeds inequality, it also fosters resentment and distrust. As Thomas Jefferson once warned, laws and institutions must go hand in hand with progress of the human mind. For this progress to be genuine, it requires a justice system that is blind to power and privilege. When justice becomes a tool for the elite, those who are disadvantaged feel the system is rigged against them, diminishes the trust necessary for a functioning free society. Alexander Hamilton, one of our nation's most influential founders, also cautioned that the first duty of a society is justice. But when justice is doled out unevenly, when some individuals face harsher sentences than others for the same crime or are completely not held accountable for their crime, it erodes the societal contracts. Citizens begin to question whether the laws are truly just, which most are not, or whether they exist simply to protect the powerful.
Yep.
Our Constitution was written by James Madison, was founded on as written by James Madison, was founded on the idea that all men are created equal. All of us citizens are created equal, and that equality before the law should be non-negotiable. If we allow any form of hierarchy in our justice system, we risk creating a society where the law becomes a tool of oppression rather than a shield of freedom. And we're seeing that every day. We saw it with Long Island Audit. We see it all over the country every day, where government officials and police officers are not held accountable for their bad actions.
Yep.
And it falls back, what they said earlier today or this evening, that falls back on the people of this town. You're going to get sued, and you're going to have to pay, and they're going to have to pay.
Thank you. Your time has expired. Next is Michael Fontaine.
Good evening, Council. I've been a Grant resident for almost 5 years, formerly of Norwich. I actually had the distinction of having Chief Fazaro being my neighbor for 3 doors down. So I know him very well from the first 10 years of my life. So much so that the Chief of Norwich, his father, attended both of my family's funerals. What I saw in July, what the police department did to this man, falsely arresting him, really concerned me. This is the first time I ever addressed a public setting like this. And I'm afraid that he's going to sue the town and the taxpayers are going to have to bear the burden of this. So I'm just wondering what the town's going to do about this.
There we go.
All right, Council Bordelon.
Thank you. I just want to say that I did receive a ton of phone calls from people regarding the police matter from all around the state, all around the country, really. Unfortunately, as for my statement is, I was not at the last meeting. I was virtual due to an illness. What I have to say is basically the council oversees the town manager. We hire or fire the town manager, and the town manager oversees our town staff. So I believe in due process. I'm fact-finding in all the situation. Obviously, my decision or my feeling on it wouldn't change anything, but I feel everyone has a right to their opinion and their voice. And so I thank people for who have reached out, tons of emails that have come in. Again, I don't know where I stand on all of this but I think due process has to happen. And from there, but I think for both sides of the party, due process is only the right thing. So that's what I say to that. Also tonight, we have changed the minutes to our meetings before if it's been a big crowd, much larger than this, and it usually has gone to 3 minutes. But also, in fact, they've never put a time limit on it. So we have changed the time, but this is the first time I've ever seen it where they said not only is there a time limit, but we're going to make a time limit, meaning we won't exceed 30 minutes.
Wow.
We've stood here for hours under public comments in the past. This thing has never been in the comment section of our agenda since I've been on here.
Thank you for speaking
We've
up.
changed the minutes, but never have I ever seen it where we've then said we're only going to keep it to 30 minutes. And we've had larger crowds than this. So again, I'm not saying I don't agree with the swearing that occurred here tonight as a person who tries my hardest itself, because children may watch this video. So I don't agree with that. But I feel everyone has a right to voice their opinion and speak up and let due process happen. Thank you.
Councilor McBride.
Thank you. Received lots of emails and phone calls, or more emails, regarding the police matter that's been discussed this evening. And the only thing I want to reiterate, similar to what Councilor Bordelon mentioned, is that my understanding of this council's roles and responsibilities are to ensure the town manager is performing his job, and we hire him or her as needed, and that it's his role and responsibility to oversee all the employees and the department head. So it's not this council's role to be involved in those matters. And I think that information should be clear to the public. And John Bird, if you're able to, on your report, if you can potentially, kind of explain that situation, because I think the perception is that this council can act in a manner that I don't believe it has the ability to do so. And I think the public should be aware of what our capabilities are and what our roles are versus what some in public opinion have. So that's all. Thank you.
Councilor Parker.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The charter does say what the town council can do and what the town manager does. Charter is online for everyone to read, and I suggest everyone brush up on it. That's all I'm going to comment on that. Part two is there is a process, and we are not involved in it. It is in the hands of the state of Connecticut Department. So that's part two.
I would like to also notify Mr. Burt that prior to the meeting starting, Councilor Rusk did have spit on her seat. So I know we have
BS. She's
recordings
lying.
in these rooms. So if it would be possible to look at these recordings to see how this played out. It's very inappropriate.
So the police officer can spit in a
And I
person's
will
mouth?
say that the amount of time that we are doing as speakers is in our rules. And if you look at other towns
She's lying,
and
though.
cities, they also have time limits. They also have the amount of time that citizen comments can last. I know for just facts, because I've gone and spoken at one, as at Norwich. They only allow, I believe it's 30 minutes. So this is not unusual. It happens broadly across the state. This is nothing unusual. And actually, I just want the council to know that I do plan to keep this in play for the remainder of the term that I am the mayor. Town Manager Burt.
Good evening. It was mentioned town council. I'm the only employee that reports to the town council per the town charter. All of their employees report to myself. Generally speaking, department heads, I work more directly with department heads. Department heads have charge of their employees. And I just want to make it clear, during any kind of law enforcement investigation, I do not have authority to be interfering in that whatsoever. But I also want to say our police department has and will always have my support, and I respect them greatly.
Bootlicker.
That's it.
First and foremost, I would like to thank all of my fellow patriots who showed up to the council meeting to support me and to support our Constitution. United, we the people are strong, so I want to thank all of you for your continued support. I find it interesting that Mayor Franco hasn't recused herself. Given her personal relationship with former Sergeant Fahey's wife, Kimberly, it seems like a blatant conflict of interest. I will definitely be looking into their relationship further. I think it's absolutely disgusting that the mayor limited public comment to 2 minutes for each speaker, 30 minutes total. The mayor is spitting in the face of all Americans and spitting on our Constitution. I want to address the councilwoman who stated that she believes in due process. So do I, councilwoman. But councilwoman, this isn't due process. Due process would be former Sergeant Brian Fahey being charged and facing his day in a court of law. What is happening here is a clear injustice. It is all on video for the world to see. The facts are very clear. In the words of Dr. Martin Luther King, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. And this is a grave injustice. As far as the mayor stating that someone spit on a councilwoman's seat, I was in the council chamber roughly 2 hours before the meeting started. I didn't see anything of the sort. I believe that the mayor is lying. Even if she isn't, it's so ironic that she would say that it is inappropriate. It's actually pathetic. But refuses to take a stance on her bestie's husband, spitting in my face and mouth. Mayor Franco, you are a hypocrite and a tyrant. Lastly, the town manager, if you blindly support your police department without fail after watching the injustice that they perpetrated against myself and my cameraman,
dude needs to
then
go
you
too.
are part of the problem.
Is-
You're nothing more but another bootlicking sheep who doesn't deserve to be in this country, let alone have any sort of authority as a public servant. Again, thank you all for your donations to my GoFundMe for legal fees, for hitting the like button and sharing these videos. It means the absolute world to me. We the people united are strong, and I will do everything in my power to hold everyone responsible for this injustice accountable. Stay tuned to the channel. Make sure you have notifications turned on so you don't miss anything. As always, stay safe. God bless. I'll see you in the next one. Long Island Audit. Peace.
I don't know about you guys, but I am so sick and tired of seeing all of these corrupt public servants spitting on our constitutional rights. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below, and hopefully we'll see you guys in the next video.